I've loved aviation all my life. I mean, I was the kid who was at the dinner table, and mom and dad used to get on him because when a plane would fly over, I'd take off and run outside to look up. So I think that's one of the things that is important for anyone wanting to go into this career. Is there has to be a love of aviation, because it's not all fun and games. And even though we have the best office anyone could imagine, and our job is so incredibly interesting, there are some mundane days, and some days when it's, you have typical chores, paperwork, et cetera, that has to be done, have to be completed. I started off in higher education administration as a career, but always wanted to fly professionally. That was just a love of mine. And so I went ahead and I got my private ticket, and from that point on, I went ahead and started just to be a better pilot. I started working on my ratings. I moved on up from there. I got my instrument rating. From there, moved on, got my commercial ticket, and then just kept advancing. Really wanting to be able to get into the career field, but it was so hard. And that's the one thing about aviation, is there are no shortcuts. You have got to put the time in. You have got to build the hours, and everything is based on pretty much the number of hours that you have. Right now, we're really looking within the next couple of years of there being a huge pilot shortage. So I can't state enough that if individuals are interested, go ahead, study hard. Mathematics is incredibly important. Everything we do when we're flying is based on numbers. And so whether it's the weight and balance, whether it's turning to a heading, you've got to know very quickly in your head how to be able to add, subtract, multiply. A DNR pilot within our division does a multitude of tasks. One of the first things that we're taught is that we are responsible for the citizens of South Carolina and promoting the opportunities for future generations to enjoy the natural resources that we have. So within our privy, we may go out one day and we may be looking to make sure that people aren't illegally baiting waterfowl. The next day we may be looking for individuals who are shining or poaching deer at night. The next day we're going out to looking for an individual who may be lost in the woods, so we're doing a search and rescue. And then finally, of course, working with our biologist and a multitude of different projects, whether that might be a turtle stranding flight, it might be a waterfowl flight, it might be counting birds and some of the different types of species in the colonies. One thing that we pride ourselves on is the fact that we want to leave the state of South Carolina in better shape than it was when we started doing this. I've got a son, he's 11. I want him to be able to go out and enjoy the resources that all the citizens of the state have the opportunity to see and to take part in. And again, it's a worthwhile job. It's the kind of job where you go home and you think, wow, I've done something, I've made a difference. So anyone who's interested in that kind of career or has that passion, I would thoroughly encourage them to contact us. We'd be more than happy to answer any questions for them. And again, just keep dreaming. It's the best I can say.